I'm sure you experienced before. The more you're craving someone, the more you think about someone, and the more you want someone, the more they're moving away from you. They're not reaching out. They're not texting you back. And the opposite is true. The less you care, the more you're like, the more you let go. And the less you think about someone, the more they're actually inclined to text you and reach out or chase you. Hi loves, my name is Tiana, and today in this video I will be talking about how to stop chasing someone and how to become completely irresistible. There is a lot of videos out there on the law of attraction and the steps that you can do and how you can become more magnetic, so to say. I'm not going to talk about that. I will give you one piece of advice that I think will completely change your life. The reason they won't text you back or they won't call you back is very simple. Some call it law of attraction. I like to think of it as energy. What do you think is the energy that you're putting out there in the universe? Are you vibrating with the energy and the vibration of abundance or lack? If you're chasing someone, it's definitely not an abundance energy. It's an energy and vibration of lack or scarcity. You should also ask yourself, are you vibrating at the energy and vibration of love or fear? I think we're pretty sure it's fear because you're lacking someone, you're in fear that they may not text you back, they may not call you back, they may leave you. So if you're in fear and you're in lack, it's a very low vibrational energy and frequency that you're putting out there. And what's important to know is that you attract what you are. So let's get to the chase. What is the number one thing that you need to change? It is your story, your belief. We all know that a lot of women in this world, including myself back in the day, would think there is this age limit and time limit that we need to get married and have kids and have family and have all of that by a certain age. And the more the time progresses, the more pressure you put on yourself to have that. And the more you don't have it, the more you're stressed out, the more anxiety there is within your body, the more fearful you are that you're never going to have that. There could also be a story that you just attract certain kind of people. Oh, well, I only attract narcissists, or I only attract unavailable men or women. It's a story that you tell yourself enough so that you start to believe in it. And what becomes next is the belief becomes your reality. Here's the thing though, and this may sound harsh and you may not like to hear this, but I'm going to tell it to you anyways because it helped me overcome my limited beliefs and systems that have held me in the mindset that it wasn't helpful for me and it wasn't getting me truthfully anywhere. We are not all meant to have the same exact life story. All 8.5 billion of us. Okay? That would be ridiculous. So you are on this planet for a specific reason. You have a purpose and you need to find that purpose. And that purpose may not be that you find a relationship and you have a family and kids. It may just not be that. And so if you think about that, and you really think about that deeply and try to feel it, if you ask God or Creator or the universe, whatever you believe in, and let's say He tells you you're never going to have that, you're never going to have kids, and you're never going to have family, how do you feel? Ask yourself, why is it that I cannot bear the fact that I will be alone for the rest of my life? Why is that? Why can't you be alone with yourself? You need to really examine yourself. You need to sit with yourself, sit in meditation. Be alone. Be alone and ask yourself a question. Why don't I like myself? Why don't I want to be alone with myself? What am I scared of? What gap am I trying to fill with this relationship or this man? The most important relationship that we have in our life is with ourselves. So if I'm to tell you that you will never have a family and you will never have kids and you're never going to have a relationship with someone else, if that is triggering you, then you need to really sit with yourself and ask yourself some very hard questions. Why is that? Do I believe that I'm not good enough? Am I not good enough for myself? Can I not love myself enough? Do I feel worthy enough of my own love for myself? If the answer is no to those questions, or if the answer is no to the fact that you cannot, to the question that you cannot be happy with being alone with yourself for the rest of your life, then you need to dig very deep within yourself. Because what you're doing is you're putting your happiness outside of yourself into someone else's hands. I want this man or a woman to make me feel happy. And if I have kids, and if I have family, and if I have this man, I'm gonna then be happy. The truth is, if you get that, let's say you do get it, guess what? You're not gonna be happy. You know why? Because you cannot get happiness from external things outside of yourself. Same thing with money or achievements. I was there for many years. I was a very successful person in finance. I was also very competitive. I'm a competitive by nature. I like the challenge. And I can say I made it in the world of finance in New York City, which is really tough. It's a tough city, and especially in finance. And I'm a woman, and I'm a woman immigrant, okay? And I kept on achieving everything that I wanted. I kept on moving up, and I kept on moving more, getting more money, more achievements, more recognition, more external validation, more happiness outside of myself, right? Until I got it all. I got everything that I wanted. And I still wasn't happy. That's when you actually start to think about what is it? What's wrong with this structure, with the system? It didn't work. It didn't work for me. Because it is easy when you're poor to say, oh, well, you know, I'm poor, so I'm not happy. Or when you are alone and you don't have a relationship, I don't have a relationship, so I'm not happy. So you find excuses for your happiness outside of yourself when you don't have it. Well, when you reach those and you're still unhappy, then you no longer have an excuse. Then what is it? Okay, then you have to really sit with yourself and ask yourself some tough questions. Why am I still unhappy? And that's when the real work starts. It took me 20 years to get to this point, and I don't want you to be there. I want to help you get through all of this, break those structures, break those belief systems, and actually be happy. You sit with yourself and you start asking yourself some questions. Like, can I spend time alone with myself? Do I know myself? Do I understand my patterns? Patterns in relationships, toxic cycles in my life, whether it's relationship related or otherwise. Am I at peace with myself? Am I calm with myself? Do I respect myself? This is a big one. I thought I respected myself, and by getting all of those achievements, recognition, titles, money, I was proving to myself that I was smart enough and good enough and confident enough, all of those things, but I kept on recycling toxic relationships with narcissists. And it wasn't until I really sat with myself and dug deep down into my subconscious and into my childhood trauma with my father that I realized that I was not respecting myself because I thought I wasn't worthy of love. And so I had to resolve my childhood trauma issue with my father and the issue of abandonment to overcome my unworthiness and to realize that I am worthy of love. If I didn't do that, I would never be able to be in a healthy, loving relationship with another person on a deep level. So you have to ask yourself all of those questions. They're hard questions. And thinking about those and just spitting out answers from your head is not going to help. You need to really dig deep, and you need to sit with yourself, and you need to feel those emotions, and you need to really get to the bottom of it. If you don't do that, you're not going to find happiness. You're definitely not going to find happiness externally by getting someone to marry you and having a family. That's for sure is not gonna get you there. So once you do all of that, and once you start loving yourself and respecting yourself, you will then feel whole and complete. You're not gonna need anyone to make you happy. You're going to be happy with yourself. And by doing that, and by emanating happiness internally from yourself, you're going to attract love and abundance and everything you want. You're going to become magnetic and very attractive to other people. So this is all I had for today. I hope this is really helpful to you. If you like my video, let me know in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel. There will be a lot more of stuff like this, and I'm honored to have you. Until next time.